Welcome everybody. We are at class 7. It means you've probably been in sort of lockdown, kind of lockdown, for 7 weeks. Sounds unbelievable, but it's true. You can see it by my hair, it's getting quite long. So we're going to start with some breathing exercise, and thank you for those of you who always communicate. Some of you, I think I could put it on my next CV, it's so positive. So we're going to start with the Vilona breath, which is a split breath. Vilona means split. So make sure you're comfortable, and if you need to get a strap, you're also going to do the shoulder stand. If you need to get blankets for that, perhaps get it now. Those of you who like to be slightly elevated. And books and a pillow. I always reiterate again that it's important for your hip to be higher than your knee from a neck perspective. But you can really lift out of the lower hip, which is fine, so you're not collapsed. So maybe get all that now. And then when you're ready and you're comfortable, feel elongated, the shoulders are dropped. You can keep your eyes open or closed. And begin to take a few comfortable yoga breaths and connect with that energy within you that expands and contracts. Just arrive in the present moment. Create that slight resistance at the back of your throat. It's not hard, it's very soft on both the in and the exhalation. Soften your features, extend without being rigid. I'm going to do the split inhalation, so that means you pause in the middle of it. And breathe out in one go. You can do it 3 mouths, but you can also do it 3 noses, as I will be doing. Split inhalation. Full exhalation. And do that a few more times. Creating that slight resistance at the back of your throat. Forward a minute. Feel it. Twice more this way. Connecting with the lighter aspect of your true nature as you connect with the energy flow. And to reverse that, breathe in continuously without straining. Split your exhalation in two. Twice more. Just note how calm you have already become. I'm going to do the singing snake, where you stay upright, the elbows in. As you breathe in, drop your chin as low as you can, keep your shoulders back. Open your mouth wide with the inhalation. Take your head all the way back. Close your mouth in that position, keep the position, shoulders down, coming in. And as you breathe out, you breathe into that position, and as you breathe out slowly, slightly engaging the abdominals to support your back. Drop your chin again. Keep your shoulders relaxed, upright. Close as you breathe out. Hold as you breathe in with your mouth closed. Slightly engaging the abdominals. Keep going. 3 more times. Keep that extension and perhaps change your feet. Still got one builder here today. We'll come back later this week. But it's relatively quiet for a change. Now you're going to do a shoulder one. Index finger, your thumb around your left wrist. Relax as you pull. Try and take your arm slightly back. Try not to push your chest out like I'm doing now. So keep your chest slightly back. And then really pull. So it's a bit of a nerve stretch. Allow that left side to come out of your hip. Relax the shoulder. Quite a firm pull as you allow that left side to extend. Natural breath. Good. Index finger, thumb off your left around your right wrist, palm facing forward. Take your arm if you can behind your hip. Push your chest back. Gently pull so that the right side begins to come up. Breathe into the belly. Extending the right side but never locking it. You want to feel and connect with your energy flow again. Bring yourself back into the present moment, again and again. 3 more breaths. Release. And just roll your shoulders once or twice in both directions. And then do the hair. When you come onto your knees, you keep your knees quite wide, you curl your toes under, and then take your hands, and if you need to, use your strap or belt, from the inside of your feet. So you go from the instep to the middle of the outside of your feet, and come right onto your crown, to your chin as close to your throat. Now pull with your feet back, and pull with your hands on your feet, and take your shoulders and your hips toward each other, which will raise and round your back. Make it strong, but don't stop breathing. Hips to your shoulders, pull, and press your feet back. Activating your back, particularly the middle and lower back and shoulders. Another full breath. For a moment, release into an Eastern praying position. Allow everything to soften. Make sure it's comfortable and release in between. And then another way, if you want to do the same way, if you can do now, with your feet closer together, take your hands, palms facing in around your feet. Again, come onto the crown. Push your feet back, pull, chin closer to your throat. And again, when your shoulders and your hips toward each other, more hips to your shoulders than the other way around. Allow that stretch to develop. Three more breaths. And for a moment, release. Everything softens in between. Allow your body to relax in between. You begin to focus on your energy. You feel lighter, less in the solid of your body, but a little bit lighter. I'm going to do a twist. I call it the Jane D'Souza twist because she taught us that. Bring your left foot underneath, sticks out. See if you can stay in both sitting bones. Might not be totally possible. And then bring your left hand towards your right leg or knee. And your right hand behind you, maybe fingertips if you've got a short arm like me. Now always elongate first. Don't just twist. Think of extending into the crown and grounding your sitting bones. And once you've got that, slowly, abdominal further to the right, your navel, lower, middle, upper rib, your collarbone. Extend past your shoulder, kind of hunch, and just breathe into that. The outer abdominals will engage naturally. Keep the upright position. 3 more breaths. Gentle twist. You come back and you do the same to the left. To your right foot sticking beyond your thigh. So you can extend without being rigid. Left hand behind your fingertips, right hand here. Once you've got that elongation, you keep it relaxed. Quite regally begin to rotate with your left abdominal further to the left, and your navel further to the left. And rotate the spine into the crown. And hold it without being rigid. Observe yourself, breathe. And come into a butterfly. Just to get back to symmetry. Release your hands, drop your knees. You could stay upright and do it that way. You can open your feet if you prefer. You can come forward, bend your elbows in front of your shins. Drop your chin and your head, knees down, and slowly ease into that butterfly. Using your exhalation to surrender into it. Five more breaths. You can drop your knees more. For a moment, just shake your nerves, release them. And perhaps do some loose circles, get right into the toes. We're going to do the hip stretch, which means that your right lower leg is parallel, it's not in. It makes it quite different. And I know some of you have got very high knees, I'm thinking of Anne, then put the one in front of the other. But most of you can try it, even when your knees are quite high. Keep this lower leg parallel, put your right foot just under or on top of the knee, and maybe straighten up first. And elongate, try not to push your chest out, and release that left hip and knee towards the floor. And just take a few breaths so you can settle and activate that side. I know some of you are quite comfortable to go immediately forward, but even after you, and mine is slowly coming down. Come forward, stop, and if you can go further, release. Ease into it, so try not to force. If you feel it here, stop here. If you're comfortable, go all the way down. Allow that sacrum and that hip to stretch. Easing rather than forcing. Releasing blockages in the body. Five more breaths. And two, another two. It's better a bit longer than short. Okay, the other way around. Make sure it's parallel. You might feel different. Straighten up. Keep your chest part not up. And slowly release that right side. Allow it to settle for a few breaths. You might feel it's easier or more difficult, and do the same. And if you need to put it in front because of your hips, always do so. Allow your head to drop. Gradually taking your sitting bones back and let go. Five more breaths. Quite strong. Just release for a moment. Before you bend, you need to bend, you need to do so. Sit as flat as you can, sitting bones back, chest forward. And for a moment, release. Three more breaths. And of course, use your energy in a productive way so it serves you. Now come onto your mat at the back with your knees a little bit apart, sitting on your heels and close to them, and your hands wide. We're going to do a variation of the moving swan. I'm just going to add a little bit on, which I think I've done before. So just release, spread the fingers. You need to fit in between, so it needs to be shoulder widths apart. As you breathe in, round your lower back, tummy in, so you really expand the lower back, exaggerate. Then you come from that cat into a cobra, so you bend your elbows backwards, keep your feet apart slowly, quite a bit of weight in your arms, onto the tip of your forehead, your elbows bent backwards. And then bring your elbows in front and pull the elbows towards you, so you really bring your head and your chest up, keep your shoulder back. Your ribs will probably be off the floor, and then come back onto your forehead. Bring your hands next to your ribs well below your shoulder. Come through the cobra, so your elbows is bent initially. And then begin to straighten the arms as you bend your knees, round your lower back. Adjust your hands and come back onto the tip of your forehead and pause for a second. Breathing in, round that lower back, drop your chin, feel the spine, look at your middle and lower spine. Bend the elbows backwards, and now that your knees straight, the elbows bend. Through the cobra, look up. Keep the control, so lots of pressure in your hands. Extend your elbows, press them towards you, loose fist, so your rib might come off the floor, and then slowly release. Hands next to your ribs. Cobra, feet apart, tummy in always, and back bend. You allow the spine to sing and flow with the breath. Exaggerate that rounding of your lower back. Keep going with the breath. Feel the spine undulating. Creating a bit of a trance. If you stay with the breath.
Make it your last one the next time you do. Whole body awareness, particularly your spine's awareness. And then relax, release. Bring your arms close if you need to. Separate your knees more. Bend your elbows. And allow your wrists to settle. Dropping into gratitude without resisting it. Another full breath. Okay, now a bit of a tummy. It's a half boat. Come onto your back. Your feet are a little bit lower than your knees. Lift and drop your shoulders. And for a moment, just release your back. As you inhalate, as you do your inhalation, you relax. As you breathe out, you're going to flex your feet, lift your feet and your ankles to the level of your knees, and resist with your arms as you come up to your upper trunk. So it's breathing in. And then, again, make it a breathing exercise. Four more times. Flatten your lumbar region if you can, lift them up. Let's do an inverted stretch. Extend, lift your heels off the floor, extend your arms and relax your shoulders. And for a moment, release your arms, flop up your feet, and allow your head to loosely roll from shoulder to shoulder. And for a moment, just feel the energy flow, release your belly. Now we're going to do the piriformis, hip buttock stretch rather. So keep your right leg released, bring your right hand to your left foot and put your left hand behind your left knee. And if you need to firmly hit those, if you do so. Push this across. Roll your head to the left. And then you may want to move this left foot, that you begin to feel it in that piriformis glutes maximus or the buttock area on the left. Now I find it helpful to bring my elbow on the floor. Not everybody does, but if you can, you push a bit further, you might find it is actually a stronger stretch. So explore. You need to do it here, and hold it where it's most pronounced. If you find this helpful, then do it there. Keep the left shoulder grounded, head slightly to the left. And breathe into it. You will feel that stretch developing over time. And then we're going to get into the twist a bit stronger. You can put your right hand onto your left thigh so that your left hip comes up. And keep your left arm down. Try and ground your left shoulder, not so easy. And roll your head to the left. You get a nice stretch to the left side and the back. Ground with your exhalation. Stop your chin. Same on the other side. So you're going to straighten the left leg. Take hold of your right foot. And as you breathe out, so you can move, explore, till you get the stretch. Some people might feel it like that. I feel it more when my left elbow comes on the floor. Ground the right shoulder and then do it there. Perhaps hold it in one particular spot. Breathe with that, release your left leg. Four more breaths. And then take your left hand to your right knee until you can bring the knee on the floor and ground this arm, drop the shoulder and ease into that. Perhaps keep that knee bent, straighten it. You want to get stretched there. As you come out of it, 2 more breaths, and then simply circle the knees. Get to your sacrum, feel you grounding it, massaging it, exploring it a few more times. Right from the bottom of your sacrum to the top. And then we're going to sit between our heels. Some of you might want to lie down. Some of you might want to sit on 3 books or 2 pillars, whatever it is. So it's that homework that I'm afraid very few people do, in my experience. And you sit in between. Now if you need firm, like a book in your case maybe, then sit on a firm. If you're on a firm, you never go back. It will stretch this. It will get to the inner knees particularly, if you're a runner, and that tends to get quite tight. So it's actually quite good to do it every day, 5 or 10 minutes. And if you're comfortable, like I know some of you can go all the way down, you're comfortable, some of you want to go like that, but don't sit on the firm when you do that. And if you go all the way down, you could put it firm underneath you. I find you get quite a hollow back initially, but if you stay there, I think if you've got a book or a firm under your head, it will slowly drop and you'll probably get a stronger quad stretch. So whichever position you're in, just release. Try not to go back if you sit on a firm. It takes a bit of time to develop, so just use it to take some comfortable yoga breath. Feel the shift. If you have a knee problem, keep the one leg straight. Allow your body to slowly release into it. Keep your awareness with the breath and the body and the shifts, integrating your mind and your body and becoming the witness at the same time. You may begin to feel the stretch around your knee. And hold it for another 15 breaths. Allow the stretch to develop. Make sure you're not contracting, you're opening up. Now it's always a bit tricky to come out of this. You have to stretch this, taking one leg back, pull your heel back, bring your chest forwards. It's usually the blood flow has constricted a bit there. Tighten the knee, and then the other side. Perhaps just eruptions. So there's quite an important principle in martial arts. When you don't contract, you keep your energies flowing, you're always aware of it, and it's the same in yoga. And then at the moment I find it such a wonderful principle, because as Einstein says, if you have a problem, you don't solve it on the level where the problem is, you solve it on a higher level, which is the same as our witness in yoga, which slowly grows. A lot of people are totally caught up in all the, what do you call it, those theories, those, can help me, what theories are floating around at the moment?
Conspiracy.
Yeah?
Conspiracy
theories, yeah, that's the word I couldn't get. So people spend all their time fretting. I mean, my daughter gets endless conspiracies, and nobody luckily sends them to me. But if you could just rather focus on your energy and on a higher level, then you can contribute much more constructively than bringing that negative fear and to and fro. And you rise above it, and then in the unconscious, which is 95% of us, you begin to break links and move above it, and that's going to change your life and change your energy. So I'm just giving you a little bit of a sermon because it totally ties up what Einstein says was what yoga is as well. So we're going to do the Shatsu breath. So from the butterfly position, you take your right hand around your left knee, left hand around your right knee. You lean slightly back as you breathe in around your back, and you go expulsion breath, and really feel the back, drop your chin, breathing in, go back. One more time like that, and then stay there. Literally hang in there, drop your chin, drop your head, allow the knees to drop further. You get that pull in your shoulders. So drop your knees further. Another full breath. Release. And change the arms the other way around. Breathe in, come back, and you go. Exaggerate. Drop your knees around your back. Drop your chin, go ahead. Nice deep breath in, and then become quite dramatic for a change. Next time you stay there, release into it. Release as you breathe out.
And then release into a forward bend once more. So we're going to stand up. Okay, we're going to do an Enrico one, which is one of those ones that originate in those old Tibetan statues. You take your right foot forward, your left foot at 45 degrees. It's a fair size step, but don't make it too large. Now you imagine that you hold something, I would put nothing on it, but you could have a glass of champagne if you felt like it. And then bring your right hand in front of you. You look just past your index finger in front of you. As you breathe in, you stand. As you breathe out, swivel the back heel off the floor, bring your front knee forward, but don't touch quite onto the floor. Now as you breathe in again, make another index finger with your left hand. Pull your shoulder back, dip, and pause for 3 extra counts. Quite a lot of pressure that around the front foot. And then as you breathe out, you come back to the starting position. Hold that, whatever you're holding there. Breathing in, you stand. Breathing out, bend the front knee. You can lunge as you heel off the floor. Breathing in, bring your left hand next to your right, look beyond them. Pause for 3 counts. And as you breathe out, come back to the starting position. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lunge. Breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. As you breathe out, come down. In. Hold. Breathe out. You can do it on your own now. With the breath. In. Out. Twice more. Like a secret language. Takes you into a trance if you're not careful. Do the same. Center, so your knees straight. Sorry. Helps if you can stick with the breath. I didn't do it there, and you can probably in. Out. So, in, pause, out. Out. Twice more. For a moment coming to a forward bend, not easy. Takes a lot of concentration. Pull your shoulders back and fold your arms.
You need to bend your knees, otherwise the lift is nice, like chin to drop, shoulders away. 3 more breaths. Take your hands to the floor. Even though your feet closer together, you come into an inverted stretch. I found I needed to practice that a bit. Then the tower breath, which is just a Chinese sort of breath where you go in all directions, and I found another version which we'll probably do next week. As you breathe in, bring the back of your hands to your shoulders, and as you breathe out, you go sideways. Extend, keep it light. Extend your energy, awareness. It's all around you. Become lighter. More expensive. 3 more times. Last 2. Good, now you're going to do an advancing and retreating warrior. So start with your right foot forward, left foot at 45 degrees. I like in this one to bring the heels toward each other, but you could also do the rotation of your feet as if you're doing the square empty jog. So if you bring the heels down together and your arms go like that, you have a kind of resistance. You create a nice resistance in your body, slightly flexing your hands. So as you breathe in, if you can press back with your right arm, your left arm comes forward, but you pull the heel towards each other, which creates a bit of resistance. And slowly come back and do the opposite, still pulling the heels in towards each other, flexing your hands slightly. 1 more time. And then you're going to turn, pull your arms out, and then do the same. Pulling the heels in, pulling the heels in, and then moving away with your arms from that, so it's like a counter stretch. I'm going to turn so that you can see me this way. So again. So the legs are active. Center. Pull the heels down towards each other. Resist that way. Creating a twist. Go on the outer edge of your back foot. If you can. Advancing and retreating warrior, we make it the last sequence. Feel that warrior. It's powerful, it's empowered.
bit of another variation where you look towards the left, bend your knee, and then go the other way around. Make it a large step so you get to the inside of your right thigh. Do that a few times. Don't forget the inner stretch there. You don't have to flex your hands in this one. You can do it like that. One more sequence. From the outer edge of your straight leg. Get to that inner thigh. And then you take your left hand around your right lower leg and your right into your left waist. And hold it for a few times as you bring your left shoulder in, your right shoulder up, create a twist. Resting on my right thigh. Reaching into my left foot. One more time to the other side. Rotate. And then release into a forward bend of your choice. So if you're comfortable with your arms and your head on the floor, do so. Otherwise, just hang in there. And take your hands to the arch. And for a moment, release. Allow your hip to hang. Lift the inner thighs if you can. Keep your shoulders back. Just take a nice deep breath or two. Release for another 2 breaths. Good. Some twists. And come back into an inverted stretch. This coming up, keep it light, reaching up into infinitude, growing roots to the centre of the earth, but not locking. A bit of a back bend, forward bend combination. Drop your shoulders, natural curves in your spine, 50 meters soft. As you breathe in, always in back bends. You bring your navel up, your ribs up, your collarbone up, you don't go back. And you tighten the front of the core slightly, so see if you can come up. Once you've reached up with your chest, extend it, you only need to extend your head, your upper trunk. See how far you can go back. As you breathe out, maybe bend your knees slightly. Take your arms forward if you can. Dip your finger to the floor. Zip up the tummy, round your back. Keep your foot straight back like me. So you brace your tummy muscles before you lift and then come back. Releasing your head if you can. Feet centered open, don't bunch your toes. And just do that a few times, finding the range of your spine, so that you can go really far back. As long as you support your spine, the front abdominals, and use them as you come forward and down again. 3 more times. Lifting out of your shoulders, keep your shoulders released. Lifting that thoracic region. You so often compress when the arms are down. But if you've got a heart problem, you've got to be careful. And then stay in the forward bend. You may want to stay like that, release your hip. You may want to just fold your arms. And what I like doing, because I find my calves are tighter now that I do less yoga, although I do it every day, I do less of it. You can do that one to get an extra stretch there. Release your head, shoulders wider, breathe. Three more breaths. You do the Dutch bicycle. You do the Dutch bicycle, feeding the quads, the ankles, and the arms are floating on the air. So come onto your sort of saddle, so to speak, as you bend your knees, keep them facing forward, drop the shoulders, and roll right onto your toes. And then fix your gaze. Let's wobble a little bit if you can right on your toes. Not even pedaling, just floating down. And for a moment, release and take a breath in between. We'll repeat that. Center. Keep your knees parallel, shoulders down. Wobbly or anti-wobbly and your arms bend. The third time you always come a little bit lower. Release, perhaps just release your lower back for a moment. And then we're going to do that so to the side, which I'm sure many of you realize the tone of it. I think it's been 7 weeks since we've done. So, do your own version of the verb. Center, connect with the masculine sun, logical brain energy, active. As you breathe in, come up. Breathe out, come into a forward bend, whichever way you like. Step back with your right and then your left leg into a plank. And do your own version of the caterpillar of your exhalation. Press back with your palms, up with your collarbone. Throw pushing it down, pushing it out. Step forward, quick lunge with your left foot right into the floor. Come into a forward bend, releasing your head, shoulders back. You need to bend the knees. Side back bend, so you always engage the abdominal. Forward bend as you breathe out. Back with your left and then your right. Pause before you breathe out into your own version of the caterpillar. Don't push your head up if you can lift the knees into the floor. Don't push your head down as you breathe out. Acute angle, armpits and hips toward each other. Right foot forward, left knee towards the floor. Back into the forward bend. I'm going to do 8 of those. But if you're over 70, you can do this. So you can really flow with the breath. Fast or slow, it's up to you. Be mindful. So right, left, left, right as your feet. If you do my version. Feel the spine. Already in 3. Unfortunately, I haven't got Melinda here to count for me, so I have to keep my mind on the counting. I'm not usually so good for, but we're going to go to 5 now. Keep going. 6. Loosening your joints, feel light. Remove the breath. Greeting that fire, masculine sun energy within you, activating it. 7. Perhaps getting your heart rate slightly up. As you start with the last one. Well done. Just come into child pose, eastern praying position, or if you prefer the hero position. Easier to release your back in this one. If you've got sinus problems, it's very easy to do this one. And just allow your breath to settle. Feel the energy flow in the whole of your body. I'm going to move to the last ones on the floor. And I have not done the shoulder stand yet. So some of you might want to do it against the wall if you have a wall. Some of you can just go straight into it once you recover your breath and brush it. And some of you might get your blankets. The younger people often don't have those blocks that I have. I'm sure I only know one person who's got one. So they use 6 blankets, and then as you get used to it, they take the blankets off. So I know quite a few of you in some classes use those. So you've got your blankets, and you can fold them. Of course, I've got the block, but you can do it without, come up without. And just to remind you how it works, the wall, which is easier for a lot of people to find people to come up. You just come into this position and do it like that. You can move away from that, and you can keep your feet that way, keep your chin down and bring your elbows in. So that's the easier one, and for some people that's indicated. I know some of you have neck problems, and then it's better to have the blankets. I can only do problems that. I can do a half one, just like that, that's the half one. But for me, this is one. So do the version you can, and I know one or two of you only do the plow. Make sure that you have the right distance. Sometimes good to come into the plow first, then get your bit centered. So if you come into the plow, your feet to the floor, you can bring your elbows in, and then come right up. Keep your head centered. Sorry, I'm not in the right position. That's better. Bring your elbows in. Keep your chin in the elbow notch. And see if you can reach into your feet. If it's a little bit tight, to be straight and what I'm doing now. So you're supposed to slow down your heart rate. Seldom does it with me. I find it one of the more difficult postures. You can do variations.
leg down, one leg up, so half. The beginning of a plow. Lift out of the shoulders, keep your chin down. You can widen. And flex your feet. And sometimes just being up is enough. You can also do knees down. Lift out of the shoulders. And if you want to come into the plow, some of you can just take your hands down, wriggle more onto your shoulders. Others may want to prefer to support their back. And some of you might want to do the spider. I can only do it with the phone because otherwise I will out of it. And bring your knees to your ears, shoulders back. Or you can bring your hands, and I'm going to roll off and do that, to your feet. So 1, 2, sorry. Doesn't work for me, sorry. Either the plow, shoulder stand, spider, either with your hands to your feet if you don't fall over like me. Give another 5 breaths. Be standing as much on your shoulders as you can without forcing it. And slowly roll back, come off your phone, make sure it's not behind you if you have blankets or anything, as likely you won't. And then come onto your back and see if you can take your hands and interlace them around your knees, keep your shoulders back. For a moment, tummy in, lift your forehead or your nose to your knees, press your shoulder blades down. And release your head. I'm going to come into the fish if you can. So lift, bring your back of your hands underneath your sitting bones. Slide your feet down, wriggle those elbows in, and see if you can come right onto your crown. Release the crown. As you bring your elbows into the floor, your chest up, right onto the crown, release your feet. They're together. So you open the chest and create a counter curve for your neck. Push your chest out, elbows down, sit in your hands. Try and release your crown. You tend to hold on to it. Slide back onto your back of your head and bring your feet wider than hip width apart, parallel. You can roll as you lift your arms a bit away, drop your chin, keep the feet parallel, and slowly wiggle a little bit onto your shoulders. Drop your chin and direct your hips to your knees without widening them. Lift those thighs another inch. Release the back of your head. Keep the shoulders down. Mount of the big toe down wants to lift. Outer heel down. 5 more breaths. And then roll down. Come into a nice strong inverted stretch. From the waist into your heels, you can lift your heels and flex your feet. Relax your shoulders, but extend into your hands. You can at least go an inch or 2. And then drop your arms down. Allow your head to become heavy and relaxed as you roll your head. Drop your feet like a rag doll for a few times. Release your neck that way. Feel the weight of your skull pressing down. Let it go. And then for a moment, just allow the whole body to drop into gravity. Coming back to base. It's a mini Sylvia moment. I can't hear you protesting. You're going to do a frog. There's many frogs. This one is not very popular, but we do once in a while. I should maybe I should say here. So you come onto your tummy, onto your elbows. Always keep your neck free to move in any direction at any given moment. Your feet a little bit apart, at least a natural distance apart. Tummy in, your ribs up. Now you bend your right knee without pushing it out, but as you come up, you push your foot to the side. Now you take your hand, if you can, most people can't do what I'm doing now, you turn your fingers to the front, and you palm up. A lot of people have to do it another way. But if you can, press that foot down, and keep that right hip which wants to lift. You can see how it wants to lift. Press it down, so you stay grounded and centered. Press your right hip firmly down as you put pressure on the foot. Your foot is on the outside of your hip, the shoulders are back. Breathe. So some people will feel it in the lower back. Most of you feel it in the quad on the right. Breathe with that. Keep your chest up. Ground your right hip all the time. Press it down. Breathe. Whole body awareness. Another full breath. And let it go. Come onto your right forearm. So you can take your left foot out, but keep your knee where it is. As you put your left hand out on the inside, a lot of you will do it on the outside. Rotate the fingers to the front, press your palm onto that foot. Ground your left hip bone all the time to protect the stretch of your hip. Try not to collapse. Press that left hip bone into the mat and floor. Good to do it once more each side. And then you warm up. And if you're comfortable, which probably isn't comfortable, you can lift the left arm as well. Other way around. And push yourself back to round and release your lower back. Knees apart. Just wriggle until your back can round and settle for a moment. And if you're up to it, I will do the puppy stretch. You could do it with your arms like that. Normally you do it like this. So your sitting bones and your heels and your knees rather stay above one above the other. I will not come onto my chin for a change. So you can bring the sitting bones up, rest on your forehead. Draw the armpits closer to the floor, sitting bones up, and just allow that to get stronger over time. As you breathe out, bring your chest down, sitting bones up. Elbows to the floor. Feeling quite a stretch in that latissimus dorsi, just behind it, the back. Right into the ribs. Another full breath. And come into the other frog, which is your knees quite apart, big toes touching, your heels are sort of quite wide apart, and walk forward. Really from before you drop your elbows, release into it. You get a bit of a groin stretch. Widens your lower back and lengthens it. Another 4 breath. Let go. Allow. Okay, runner's lunge. I've seen some of you in the morning walks, the few that I've been able to do, my foot was running. You bring your right foot up, curl your toes, and keep that front knee and rather the heel off the floor. So see if you can dip, keep your shoulders back so don't hunch, dip your hip, pull the heel back and keep your front knee over your ankle reaches off the floor. So you get that groin stretch on the right and the left side. Elbow straight, there's a lot of pressure on your arm. And then step back with your right foot. Left heel off the floor, as far back as you can, to keep the front knee over your ankle. Try not to collapse. Dip until you feel it. And we'll do the same. Extend, maybe you've dropped a bit more. Chest forward, heel back. Right heel off the floor, your elbows are straight. Your fingers can engage as well. To take the pressure off your wrist. Change your leg. Last sequence. For the builder who doesn't want to be quiet. And release for a moment. Come back into an Eastern plane of child pose. Do some twists now. So now we're going to do some twists, and they're going to build up, and you need to strap many of you, not everybody. So you're going to sit upright, sit flat, and you bring your either your foot here, and you're going to bring your right hand to your left. This is going to go like that. Or if it's always easier if you do your homework, you would find it to bring your foot in there. So first of all, you're going to actually just sit up. Take your sitting bone down, either put your foot here or there and just elongate that spine. That's the most important twist. If you're not collapsed, you elongate your spine. Then you put your right hand to your left foot or around the strap if the foot is on the floor. And see if you can take your left hand to the inside of that foot, ground that sitting bone and then begin to twist to the right. So lengthen, ground the sitting bone, extend. You can see me extending into the crown before I'm beginning to bring the lower back further, the abdominals further to the right, and the ribs, collarbone, and press the left leg down. Without coming forward, it really is a twist, grounding the sitting bones and rotating. Do it the other way around. So see if you can, we'll do the one side, the whole story. It's quite a story. So bring your hands and fingertips like me on the floor and extend. Again, think of from the base of the spine extending into the crown, so that all those little muscles along your spine extend the spine before you're going to twist and look towards the left or sideways if that's enough. Otherwise rotate further and look past your left shoulder and release that left leg. Could be tight for some people's hip. Once you've got that, you're going to bring your right hand to the outside of your left foot and bring your left hand to your right inner thigh. They even say the shin, but it usually takes a bit tough time to get there. Or put a strap around your thigh and hold that, your right thigh. So straighten up, press your left leg down, lengthen into the crown before you twist. So ground your sitting bone, extend. It's amazing how much you can extend, even the ribs. And then bring your left belly further to the left, your navel, rotate. And look past your left shoulder. Extend, ground, release the left leg, pull if you can. Breathe. Now keep the twist as it is. Do a final double twist by just turning your head. We have another twist where we do that. You towards your right, the knee, and you release the shoulder and your left leg. But keep that extension. Keep the pull onto your thigh or your leg or your strap. Release the left leg and look towards the right, without collapsing. Let go. Let's see if you can straighten up for a moment. So release that right leg. Weakly upright, drop your shoulders. So we're going to take the hand to the inside of the foot, straighten up, and bring your left hand to your left foot or the strap which is around your ankle. Press your sitting bones down if you can, press the left knee down, or put something under it if you've got a jersey or something. And once you've got extension, activate your lower trunk downwards if you can. Begin to rotate. Not coming down to keep the elbows straight, but rotating and looking past the left shoulder, looking up, releasing the right leg, right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Two more breaths. Keep the length in the spine. Come back. And then now twist the other way around. So take your fingertips to the floor. Weakly upright, release the left knee. So you can twist from the base of the spine into the crown before you twist the shoulders. So you can press the back of your leg down as you extend, release the left knee. And once you extend, slowly rotate. From the base of the spine into your chest, into your neck, into the crown. Might feel different this time. Keep it going, but create space in the whole of your spine as you rotate around it. Initiate the movement from the spine. And you can keep that, or stay, if that's enough. And I forgot to say, put a strap around your left thigh, of course. And only move your head and your neck to the left, looking towards your left shoulder. Keep that right shoulder moving back, and pull onto your foot if you can get there. If you have two straps, I suppose you could always use it there or press there. Without forcing. So you release blockages rather than create them. Three more breaths. Right shoulder back. Really ready to release into forward bend. If you're like me, like sitting on a firm just to get that extra stretch, do so. Or the book on a person. If you need to bend your knees, do so. And release your back. It needs to be released after that. So sometimes it's quite good to just bend your knees a little bit. And then slowly ease deeper into it. Now the sixth breath. So we're going to now relax unobserved. So if you need to put something on, put something on. If you want to get a pillow or something. I'm going to lie down and do one of those kriyas. Very simple, many of you have done it. I know there's a lot of people who are not my students, so they might just have to get used to it. So just release your arms quite wide, your feet quite wide. Just shake them a few times. Release your arms, allow your head to roll. I want you to become a jelly on the beach or a ragdoll. Maybe the ragdoll is the better one. And just as you breathe out, release. Release your ribs. Drop your chest so it doesn't come up. Release your sacrum, your joints. Feel that the back of your head is becoming heavy. And if you need a phone, use it. Feet quite wide. Now, as your feet are wide, your hands are going to come in, and I'm going to keep my elbows slightly soft. As you breathe in, so if you can roll your toes in and your hands out, and as you breathe out, and only go as far as your body allows you, so it might not get to the floor. My big toe doesn't come to the floor. And as you breathe out, you flop back. Now do that a few times without rolling your head, but it's literally, keep your elbow on the floor, your knee slightly soft. You're going to flop. Now once you've got that, it's very simple to roll your head only as far as it wants to at the same time. Now the objective is to get out of your mind. So don't start thinking. Get out of your mind into a kind of rhythmic trance. If you want to speed up, speed up. Totally floppy. Heavy and relaxed, loose. Close your eyes. Allow it to happen. And then simply release, palms facing up, drop your feet away from the midline, center your head. And you feel like energy moving up and down the body and beyond it. Just take a few comfortable breaths, feeling the energy going through your hands, your toes, your fingers, the whole of your body. Become heavy and relax. Dropping into gravity without resisting it. Feel that energy flow around you. It's palpable. stay there, become nothingness. Just witness and allow the moment as it is. Allow your tongue to become heavy. Release the back of your ribs, sacrum, your calves, your head, back of your hands, shoulders. Create that witness state with an empty mind. Expanding into a sense of nothingness. Where nothing is manifest, everything is possible. Settling your features. Allow your mind to close to music and harmony.
Begin to feel the floor to ground yourself back to your room. Moving your fingertips, toes, perhaps rolling onto your side as you open your eyes. Observing the textures and colours in your room. Maybe circling your knees for stretching before you come back into an upright position. Thank you. Practice again and if you can, remember that energy serves you. If you can keep above the prevailing anxieties by raising it to a higher level, you can disengage those unconscious links that need to be broken if you want to create a new future. Namaste. Thank you.